You could use new marketer titles, and I think these are very valuable as well. And you need to think about the titling and the full job description. You can use the word manager in marketing because you can manage marketing. Some of the creative titles I like are integrator, marketing integrator. Again, you're appealing to more than likely a Gen Y audience in your new position, and just be a little creative with the titles. It's also important to know where to find the good candidates. And this is a collaborative opportunity for you and HR to sit down and discuss who is this new marketing hybrid and where are we going to find him or her. Well, of course, the job boards are a good traditional place to go, but consider user groups as well. There are many user groups and social media clubs online and regional presence. Use that as an opportunity to post your position. Use social media sites like LinkedIn, and you put that networking to work. The style of your ad for a new media marketing professional has to be a little different. This is a new breed. This is someone who's looking in a different way, who may be communicating in a different way. You have to be living in the online media. So again, take advantage of the communities when you do your postings. Understand the style. It's all about creativity. I love the idea of a video post on YouTube, or maybe a gaming mentality to attract the attention of the right candidates, because you want the savvy candidates. And don't forget, and I know this is difficult, but review and respond quickly. This is a world of immediacy, and I know that our world in healthcare can't always keep up that pace, but again, if you're looking for this particular role, just be sensitive to that. And then once you find the candidates, work on a skills test. This is one of those areas where, you know, you may think you have the perfect candidate, but you're not sure. And he or she is saying all the right things, but you're still not sure. Tests are a wonderful way to look at new roles and be able to evaluate a candidate. And again, not everybody who has a social media page is a professional in the area. So again, I mentioned we're probably looking at Gen Y employees if you're looking to hire outside, or maybe even groom inside. You know, there are always exceptions to that rule, but I think this is a very safe place to start and a good place to grow. And I've highlighted a couple of things. It's important to know that 14% of our population is millennial, and when you add the 20%, which is nearly a quarter of the population under 14, you're really looking at a whole new workforce. And they have to understand different communication preferences. I really love this chart. It's from Communication World in March, April of 2008. It's just a quick snapshot of generational communication. The new media folks that you consider hiring or building or growing need to understand that not everyone is going to be reached by new media. You can't toss traditional communications and traditional media out. You have to blend it, just like you're blending roles. So he or she has to understand each style, each delivery, the context, the attitude, the tactics, the speed, frequency. Don't bombard your veterans with huge pieces of online information. And they might prefer print, face-to-face dialogue, some online interaction. So again, be respectful of the mediums and the tactics and the characteristics of the communication of the generation you're working with. Well, there's two more things. We're going to talk about online training and support, and of course, integration into your department. You have to support this role, and this requires an investment. But the investment can be in a number of ways, and it can be a blend of ways. One way to train and invest your new marketing hybrid is coaching. There are other systems who are stepping into these waters, and they may have a seasoned expert. You might be able to lean on a big brother or big sister system. Consulting. You can engage with a short term with a consultant to help your new employee or your newly revised employee with new media expertise. This can also be helpful when you're starting to look at executive education or building job descriptions or skill tests. Again, the skills are out there, and you can keep your plan going while building in new media. There's some great conferences, there are courses, and there are books. And most importantly, at the end of this particular session, I want you to be aware of the Healthcare New Media Conference that will be available in June from Q1 Productions. I think if you're into new media and healthcare, this is a good one to visit. But don't forget, you know, it's just never one-sided. It is multidisciplinary. So there are lots of areas to look at for education and focus. And you have to find where your candidate has his or her strengths or weaknesses. He or she may understand SEO, and usability testing, but may need some boosting on content strategy or social site monitoring. So evaluate each independently. Finally, and this is so important, integration into your new marketer into your team is critical for success. There are, as I mentioned earlier, there are pros and there are cons to having a hybrid marketer. They're fast-moving. That's a pro and a con. They like to experiment. Same. There are some great fresh ideas, but you may see kind of a lack of focus. Great at building fan base and fan groups, but may get lost. So again, kind of keep these considerations in mind. You're not going to find the perfect candidate outside of your healthcare system, and you're not going to have the immediate perfect candidate within your system. So just take a deep breath and learn where your pros and cons are, map them out, and build a plan to train. Role introduction. Often when we have a new role in our department, it's familiar enough that it doesn't require a lot of role education. But when you're talking about a marketing hybrid with a new title, a new job description, and perhaps some isolation for that person, it's extremely important that you find ways to introduce the role without making it seem more important or special than any other role, because it really is a supportive role and a collaborative role within your department. It's just one that you're going to integrate in. Open forums are great. Encouraging everyone in the department to understand that social media is theirs. Everyone owns it. Again, make sure your hire understands that he or she needs to demonstrate value. We talked about that in the beginning. That is part of the key success for your program. Stay very collaborative, stay very open. Use the job description. Have everyone bring their job description. Balance that out. Have monthly meetings to discuss and share sessions. There's so many ways to introduce this role, and the better you introduce it in the beginning and the more your department accepts this role as part of the family, the better off you're going to be in your long-term social media and new media strategy. And finally, some last-minute thoughts before I answer any questions. Just remember, there are a couple of key things. We get lots of inbound questions and comments through our website, through patient satisfaction elements and online surveys. But for every one of those comments, there are existing or potential customers discussing this on social media sites. They're out there doing it this very minute. And healthcare consumers are voracious readers of online information. So they're looking for guidance, and feedback, and information, and they're going to take that from social media